The youth needs to hear what real men are. I think there's there's masculinity.
But what are real men?
Right. To me, a real man is a responsible man.
Because every time a man does some fuck shit, they'll be like, that's not a real man. And it's like, looks like a man to me.
I think a real man is in touch with his feminine
looks like a duck
side.
and it walks like a duck.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think a real man is knows how to unstrap from his
I don't
ego.
know. I think the real man thing is just a thing like that people invented to like excuse bad behavior. You know?
Yeah,
like all men are real men.
Said like a real man.
Period.
Yeah,
Say it how it is.
I think,
I don't know if celibate is like the right word because I think that has a lot of like religious meaning. I just can't find anyone that I want to That's really what's happening right now. And it's a big problem. And I think a lot of women feel that way. So I think just men need to just be more f***able.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, Kanye West's ex-wife. I think it is. She looks like it. I don't know. Looks like the bitch. Let me see. No, that was not Kanye West's wife. That was some chick he was boning right after him and Kim Kardashian got divorced. Being disrespectful as fuck. But then it is Marlon Wayans. He's not the most aggressive male. And I don't mean to say that just because he's a comedian. The man just he just strikes me as a nigga that don't got no spine. He's a go along to get along type of dude. And that's typically what happens when you one of them type of dudes. Chicks think that they could just like basically push your buttons, and she clearly thought he was that type of nigga, and I noticed she wasn't doing that to the white dude. Now I was looking at the comment section on Twitter when this video came out, and everybody said that, from white people to black people to everybody in between. It was just like, yo, why she not doing that to the white dude? I've had people like do it to me, but I'm just so vocal, I ain't about to let you like do that shit, and me, I ain't gonna let it slide. Especially when it's like passive aggressive ass people. When I lived in Seattle, people used to do that shit a lot. Niggas start talking and they start over talking you or cutting you in and like cutting you off mid sentence and shit. And the type of nigga I am when I was in Seattle, and that's the only place I've actually experienced that. In the South, they don't typically do that shit. They know, you know what I'm saying, a nigga might get in their ass, so they be on their best behavior. But when I was in passive aggressive ass Seattle, Washington, and worked with some white people, they used to do that shit, and I used to check them. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, yo, hold up, I was fucking talking. And this is my experience, that people only do that shit, namely on the West Coast, because they're highly passive aggressive. They only do that shit when they think, when you act like you got some goddamn sense, they do that. Now, if you one of these like wild type niggas, they don't do that. When you sound like you intelligent, you articulate, and you don't act like you don't act fucking ratchet, for lack of better words, they tend to think that it's sweet. I've been working as a concierge, and the motherfucker came in, and I forgot what he was. I think it was like Uber Eats or some shit, Mexican dude, and nigga was like chopping it up with me, you know what I'm saying? But I was dressed up and I was trying to be professional, so I didn't get into all that, you know what I'm saying, hood vernacular, which I never do that with people that's not black anyways, because it's like, stop trying to be like me, bro. Be yourself. So yeah, I kind of like kept that whole vibe with him, when the motherfucker had the wherewithal to be like, come on, man, drop the act. To which I almost put his ass in a headlock, because one, I ain't acting, and two, you ain't nobody for me to put on an act to begin with. Like, that was offensive on so many levels, because it was like, bro, like, first of all, you're nobody, and second of all, he was Mexican. It's like, you're a fucking minority. Like, if I wanted to be hood, it ain't nothing but a thing. But you know what I'm saying, I'm at work, and I wasn't even code switching, something that I never really, I don't do. I don't code switch because like, I don't put on an act. I know how to talk intelligent and still be black. My tonal inflections don't alter, change because I'm around Caucasian people. Like, I always thought that was fucking weird, which might be one of the many reasons why I've had a lot of difficulty and pushback. I know there's people that code switch or quote unquote sound white, and I don't mean articulate. I mean like sound white, like change the tone and accent of their voice. But yeah, I had to check them up for like, yo, don't come in my job like bringing that bullshit in here. You know what I'm saying? And I asked the Uber Eats guy to get the fuck on, right? To which he did, and everything was copacetic. But it was like, it was weird that he had like thought that we was cool like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took that as a form of disrespect, because like, he was a nobody. This whole go along to get along type shit that Marlon Wayans is doing, that's what happens when you do that, and you let people step on your toes. Now, he's a 51-year-old man, and I don't know how old Julia Fox is. I think she's like 30. But like, yeah, man, not only that, I'm from school, you know what I'm saying, I was raised with like had teachers from the church, you know what I'm saying. I was raised with the ism, letting no chick just cut in, you know what I'm saying. Respect, mind your manners, you know what I'm saying. Just the dudes I grew up around, like, didn't tolerate that. Like, you say excuse me, or wait your turn. What you don't do is cut in and cut a nigga off. Like, where the fuck do they do that shit at? Sucker University. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.
No.